again this evening to wear black. You notice that?
Yeah, matching shirts again for the Run and Gun podcast of episode 9 for the Sweet 16, getting ready to go.
I know, it's actually on right behind me. Guys, I swear we don't do this on purpose. He
We
just
don't
so
match.
happened to be wearing black. I just so happen to be wearing black. I don't know. It's just luck
We
of the
just got
draw.
this psychic connection. I don't
No,
know.
no. See, here's what it is. Black is slimming.
Mm-hmm. I
So
looked good in this yesterday. I gotta be honest. I looked damn good in this polo shirt yesterday.
I'm gonna let him let a woman tell him that. I'm not gonna do that.
Nah,
I'm gonna let
I'm
you
not.
do.
I'm just. Anyways, how y'all doing today? We're on the Run and Gun podcast. I'm Ace, dude on my left. He can do himself.
Oh, I thought y'all was gonna wait for you to do me. I'm JPeeps
Okay,
America.
fine. He's JPeeps out.
Yes.
Yeah, no Flash on the show. Somebody said Flash was coming. He did typo on the Twitter post.
Well, I'm sorry we fixed it. We got it taken care of. But yes. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great, to be honest. I don't. I'm stop giving shits about anything. We good. We just
Wow,
rolling here. We
he's
just
coming
rolling.
in the filter. That's interesting. But yeah, folks, tonight we got it all. March Madness, Sweet 16 starts tonight. Michigan State actually getting pushed to the limit by Kansas State right now. Um, what else is there? We know when the spring game is for FAMU. We know about the additions Bethune's made to their staff. Um, Isaiah Land, Aubrey Miller, and Mark Evans all landed on someone's mock drafts.
When is FAMU's pro day?
I actually have not seen
I haven't
that.
heard anything about it. I'm curious to see who shows up because I know a couple teams that need a pass rusher bad, and they haven't signed any defensive ends yet. Hmm. Hmm. Could be something to
So
look into.
last
And
year
I
it was
know a
on
team that could use a slot wide receiver.
March 28th.
Yeah,
This
that's
year,
like 5 days from now.
March 30th.
March 30th. So next week?
Yes, next week on.
Monday? No, next Thursday. Next Thursday. So a week
Yep,
from now.
yep. So you'll get to see Chris Fadul, Jose Romo Martinez, who actually should be on the radar for. Actually, you know what? We're gonna talk about this. Let's roll the intro, and then let's discuss this.
Be a
But I
friend,
just
tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. Run the
um,
intro if you're on Twitter. Hit the avatar picture, click the link, and hop in onto the live stream on YouTube so we can get you in the comment section going. Run the
let's go.
intro. See you on the other side.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is JP.
This is the Bug.
This is JC.
This is Flash. This is Denny Hendricks.
And you are listening to.
And you're listening to.
And you're listening to the Run and Gun Podcast.
You know, I've been thinking we really need to redo that intro.
We do. It's
Like
time.
the audio part for the beginning. You know? We
Yeah.
really got to redo that.
Well, we need to talk to our audio guy, Mr. Sasser, and get that taken care of.
What's going on with Dalton, man? I thought we were supposed to get this whole. I know he has some stuff going through. We're not bringing that up or anything, but we need to have that Lightning podcast ready to go for next season.
That's y'all. That's y'all. So I'm gonna let y'all discuss that. But without further ado, let's go right into it as we were discussing before the intro rolled. So yeah, Ace FAMU's Pro Day is March 30th, 2023. it will entail of Jose Romo Martinez, who actually should be on the radar for 2 NFL teams, Dallas and Tampa, because both of them are in need of kickers. Oh my gosh, Xavier.
About 80% of the NFL needs a kicker. Let's be real. There's only about, let's see, Tucker, Bucker, Tucker and Bucker are the only two I could think of that are guaranteed lock. And Matt Gay. No, I think the Rams didn't sign him back because he's too much money. So yeah, literally Tucker and Bucker are the only two I could think that have a secure job.
Yeah, really, honestly, if we're being completely honest, so yeah, Jose Romo Martinez could come in right away and start on an NFL team. As much as we don't want to, as much as people are not talking about that, it's a strong possibility. I think you're gonna get to see Chris Fadul. Someone's gonna land a good punter in this draft. Wouldn't surprise me if it's Carolina.
You ever heard of somebody named H. Trailblazer from Texas? Calling me right now. I don't know why.
No idea.
If we weren't on live, I would have done my this is the FBI's pedophilia call hotline.
Don't do that.
That's what I generally do if it's a spam call. I say this is the FBI pedophile hotline.
Something wrong with you. You're crazy. You're crazy. But
anyway,
so,
back on topic.
So Isaiah Land and everybody will be on display. I actually saw. Funny that we bring this up. I actually saw a mock draft that someone had written up that had Mark Evans of Arkansas Pine Bluff. I believe it's Arkansas Pine Bluff. Let me see. Let me be double check and be sure. Just to double check and be sure. It was Mark Evans, the second of Arkansas Pine Bluff, going to Cincinnati. Isaiah Land eventually landing with Tampa. Aubrey Miller landing with Pittsburgh, and then Shaq Davis going to the Carolina Panthers, and Dallas Daniels going to Green Bay.
You know the funniest part? I could name about 10 teams right now that can use like a kick returner / like inside guy who's like a route running savant with good hands. You know who I'm talking about? And Xavier. Yeah, I can name about 10 teams right off the bat who could use an Xavier Smith, work his way up, probably a sixth round pick to undrafted. But I can name 10 teams right off the bat that would probably be interested in him, and I can name you about 18 teams that could use Isaiah right now. Based on how free agency is gone. Because the free agents defensive end market has been dry.
I'd say name them. Name the teams. We got time tonight.
All right. Give me a second. Let me pull up these teams so I don't forget anybody. Let's see. First off, let's just do the Chiefs right off the bat because they lost. They're losing Frank Clark.
Hold on, let me type this in.
Let me just pull up all the NFL teams. Okay, so the Bills can use them. Von Miller's coming off a torn Achilles, I believe it is. Right? I think he tore his Achilles.
So we said
Bills, Chiefs. Wouldn't shock me if the Patriots take a look. I don't see the Jets, and I don't see the Dolphins. Bengals, let's see. They didn't lose anybody massive in free agency so far. Ravens always uses a pass rusher, especially losing Calais.
And JPeeps not used to be either.
Yeah, JPP ain't come back. So Ravens, that's what, 3 right now?
Yeah, that's
Steelers could use a pass rusher outside JJ because, well, no, they got Highsmith and TJ, so I don't think the Steelers would draft him so much. But I know that mock draft you said has him going, but he kind of fit their system of trying to use linebackers. If Isaiah's like more of a guy, you're like, what is he gonna play 4-3 or is he gonna play 3-4? Which one is it gonna be with him? If it's a D end or a linebacker? Because he's like kind of a tweener in that regard.
Honestly, I'd like him in that 3-4 defense.
Me too. So, like, if it's like that, then I'd say Pittsburgh for sure. So that's what 4 right now. Jags have the 3-4 defense. Could see them. Tennessee. They just cut Bud Dupree. That's what, 6? Houston definitely needs a pass rusher, and they are running. They're looking at Will Anderson, so they're 3-4 as well. That's what, 7. Indianapolis. I think Indianapolis runs 3-4.
Not sure.
No, I don't think they do. I already
Detroit.
said the Chiefs.
Go ahead. No.
Chargers for sure, because Khalil's getting up there in age, and Joey Bosa's always hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Raiders, Chandler Jones is there, but I know they don't have. They got Max Crosby, so they don't need him. Broncos. I don't trust Sean Payton in drafting defensive ends. I wouldn't say Broncos do run a 3-4. Well, they used to. I don't know what they're gonna run now.
They ran that 3-4 when they had Von Miller.
Yeah, and Bradley Chubb, both are gone. So I don't know what Sean's gonna have them run. Eagles. Eagles can use them. Dallas don't have an issue drafting HBCU products. We saw it with Marquise. Well, they didn't draft him to sign him undrafted, but you get the point.
Mm-hmm.
They got the Micah Parsons, and they can bring in a running mate for Micah Parsons. That's what I lost track. That's what, over 12 by now.
Yeah, that's a lot. I don't even think you've gotten to the NFC South yet.
Nope. And the Bucs and Saints both need a pass rusher bad.
Yeah. I know. I've been.
I haven't even done I haven't done. Okay, the Commanders need a pass. Well, no, the Commanders don't. Giants do, like on the outside at least. Vikings cutting Zadarius Smith. Detroit for sure. They can bring him in, but they don't need him. They don't need Isaiah because they got Aiden Hutchinson and James Houston. But it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, 3-headed rotation.
Because Dan Campbell just bringing in town right now, so like Dan Campbell might just say, you know what? If we're gonna just rotate Isaiah and James Houston, just wreck people.
It makes a lot of sense, honestly. I mean, because see now, and the thing is, I'm curious to see, and I think he's still gonna have a big year. I'm curious to see how is James Houston gonna play in his second year. I think he'll still be an impact player, honestly. But teams are going to start preparing for him and Aiden Hutchinson now. So it's going to come. You have to now adapt your game. Year one, you surprise people and set the world on fire, especially on Thanksgiving. Year two, now you got to adapt your craft. You got to adapt and show you can constantly evolve your game to last long in this league. Both him and Aiden Hutchinson. Isaiah Land would be a nice addition. I mean, I don't see him going there. I see him going to any of the other teams that you named. But I feel like Detroit has.
It's not out of the realm with Dan Campbell.
It's not. It's not. It's really not. Houston, like you said, they need one. Honestly, I feel like Houston.
I haven't even done half the NFC actually yet. Seattle runs at 3-4. They always bring in pass rushers. The Rams, they cut Leonard Floyd and Bobby Wagner. I don't see San Francisco, maybe Arizona, because they do run 3-4. I think. I gotta think about that. Do they? I think they do because they run both Simmons and Bolton. So yeah, they do run 3-4. So Cardinals for sure because they don't have JJ no more, so they really don't have a pass rush right now.
JJ retired.
Yeah, JJ retired. I know. Panthers, I don't see them, but the Saints and Bucks for sure. Bears could definitely need some pass rushers. Packers, not so much, but it wouldn't shock me. And then the Vikings, already mentioned that was Zadarius. There we go. But that's about 18, I think.
That's a heavy number. That's a heavy number of teams that could use his talents. My thing is, you jump on the comment section so much faster than me is. Yeah, honestly, yeah. No, I heard about this. This was actually that came as a shock. As y'all know, yeah, Kofi Hemingway, he passed away. What was that? March 16th, he passed away. That was shocking, man. I was surprised, as was a lot of people. I woke up, what was that, Thursday morning to come to find that out. That was after we just got done talking with Allison. I woke up the next day. I was like, wait, what? I was surprised, man. No, so yeah, our thoughts and our prayers are with the folks over at the ONG Strike Zone podcast. We're thinking of them and stuff. Prayers out to his family and everything too. So that
Prayers, T's
I-
and P's.
definitely, Bragg won't be the same. Definitely won't be the same without him. And he was the heartbeat of FAMU. He was one of those diehard alums and everything such as that. So yeah, would have loved to have met him and talked to him and stuff. Never had the chance to meet him, but if I could have, it would have been nice. I saw him at a distance at the Classic, but nothing more than that. That was it. But like I said, I wish we could have spoken and talked. But
T's and P's to everybody involved.
facts. We will meet again someday. We will.
Everybody meets everybody again.
That's interesting how you put that, but interesting. Okay, Ace. The other thing too is,
well, maybe not everybody, but you get the point. Moving on.
the other thing too is
All right, let's talk,
before
who's throwing for the FAMU Pro Day?
who's
That was another
throwing?
one of my questions I had. Yeah, who's gonna be throwing to Xavier? Is it gonna be Junior? Is it gonna be Moose?
Well,
Is it gonna be somebody outside the program?
the thing is if you're currently on the roster and you're not eligible for, and you haven't declared for the draft, so Musa or Muratovic can't throw.
No, like who's gonna be throwing to Xavier? Because like Cam Newton was throwing for Auburn.
It would have to be Rashawn McKay, or you got to bring Ryan Stanley back.
But didn't CJ throw for Olave and them last year? So I'm pretty sure Moose and Junior can throw for them too.
Probably. I am not sure how that works. I do not know. Because I remember even when Devin Smith and company did their Ohio State Pro Day back in 2013, 2014, they had Troy Smith come back and throw for them.
Because I know, I want to say, yeah, Stroud definitely threw it last year, even though he wasn't eligible for Wilson and Olave. So that's just why I'm asking.
That's interesting. Yeah, so I'm like, based on what I know, if I had to take a guess, it would have to be Rashawn McKay. Just based on, you don't want to commit any NCAA infractions or risk anything. So it would make sense to have Rashawn McKay there to throw. Otherwise, Ryan Stanley, if he's available and his arm is still what it was, because believe it or not, 2-3 years off of not throwing heavy every day like that can do something to your arm. It's true. So we'll see.
Or you can always just go call some vet who's like in the XFL who wants to go showcase.
That too. You really could. Honestly.
Because I want to say DJ Fluker was showing out at Alabama Pro Day today.
Yeah.
He's in the NFL. I was like, if you want to get a guy who's not been in the NFL a couple of years and just do the throwing.
You also have a situation too where like guys will come back to try to reinvigorate their career. So like a guy like, say, for instance, this is what Greg Reed did when he went back to Florida State for his pro day to try to reinvigorate himself, to help himself get into like, the NFL or the Canadian League or something like that. So
all right.
One last thing too,
Bethune-Cookman or spring game.
Well, yeah, FAMU spring game will be April 15th at 2 p.m. inside Bragg. Bethune finalized their coaching staff today. They brought back former NFL safety and Super Bowl champ Nick Collins. And they also brought back head coach Alvin Wyatt's son, too, Alvin Wyatt Jr. He's handling film, but Nick Collins will be coaching the safeties and the defensive backs. So I don't know if you remember Nick Collins in the NFL. He won a Super Bowl with Green Bay.
The last Super Bowl, Green Bay?
Yeah, the 2010. It was 2010.
Yeah. The name does sound familiar, but I also got to remember there's like a bunch of Nick Collins because there's one on the Texans right now too. But he's Nico Collins, I think.
Yeah, that's Nico Collins. Nick Collins was in the secondary with Charles Woodson. And, oh my gosh, there's somebody else in that secondary. But I know those were the two main guys.
No, I don't think Micah Hyde was there yet. Micah Hyde was, I want to say, 2013 or 2014 he showed up. HaHa Clinton was 2012.
Oh yeah, Ha Clinton Dix didn't show up till
Yeah, it was
20.
2012.
Yeah, yeah, it was like 2012, 2014, something like that. Because I know he played. He was at Alabama in 2013, I think.
Yeah.
But
Memory's a little fuzzy on that area. That's still small. All right. What else we got? Anything else? Nope.
No, go ahead and transition on over. This is actually a funny thing because I saw this stat today about Jameis and Carr comparing the stats.
Oh,
Man,
wow, God. Yeah, that is if you notice, I did not tweet anything about that. I did not like anything. I did not retweet anything on that. I stood away from that whole situation. Yeah, I don't know if that even happened because it'll be preseason and like nobody really takes preseason seriously. But yeah, that is that's a rough stat picture graphic that you want to use.
where is it
Oh
at?
boy, that it's like Jameis beat Carr in almost every statistical category besides interception rate and two more
Yeah, any
categories out of like 30.
win percentage, Carr has that edge, as well as contract. Carr is getting more money.
Interception rate I know is like Jameis is at like
3.4
3.
and 2.0.
Yeah, and Carr is like yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
if you
then
do fumble rate, I think Carr smokes him.
if you go to what?
Fumble rate. I don't know if that's on there, but I know Carr has a ton of fumbles.
Yeah, no, fumble rate is not on here. I don't see it.
Mm,
But that
that's
contract,
interesting.
that
Carr's,
contract was everyone out the water.
yeah. I'm gonna stay away from that because like I don't know how it's gonna work out because Jameis essentially admitted he's not healthy still with that broken back. So I don't know too much about how it's gonna play out. But
Mm-hmm.
as long as Carr is healthy, with the contract you have with him, he's gonna start. So I mean, the only chance is if Carr gets hurt, and I don't think that happens even with the Saints injury walk at QB these last couple of years. So I don't put too much stock into that. But what do I know?
All I say is this: if we get to week 8 or week 9,
And
and
Carr is thinking up the bed. Well, okay, if we get to week 8 or week 9 and the Saints are like 2-6, 3-5, yeah, somebody's getting fired, and we all know who it is. Just saying.
I feel that that's hilarious. Cam
No,
Newton.
but
Cam Newton.
yeah, he needs to go to the XFL. He needs to go to the XFL to play out the rest of the year, showcase it against actual players and not in a pro day setting where there's no safety coverage to go pick off a ball, and then talk about the NFL
My thing is, people don't remember he was benched
or the
for.
USFL because the USFL is next. I think the XFL is almost done, and then the USFL starts in like April.
He was benched, if I'm not mistaken, when he was in New England too.
Yeah, but that was for Mac Jones, and they knew Mac Jones was going to start anyway because they drafted him in the first round for a reason.
Could have swore Bailey Zapp went in for him or Jared Stidham went in for him up there.
Might be Stidham because Zapp didn't come until last year. Zapp was a rookie.
So yeah, and then I remember vividly on the Sunday night game during that COVID season, I believe it was, Cam Newton was part of the reason why the Patriots did not beat the Seahawks. I remember that.
Cam Newton wasn't the reason they lost. He had like 4 passing touchdowns that game, right?
I can't remember
When he was
vividly.
with New England, he had a game against the Seahawks. He had like 4 rush passing touchdowns, but he lost. Like Bobby Wagner stopped him at the goal line.
I think that might have been it. That might have been it. I will say, but I also remember too when he went back to Carolina, he got up after he scored a touchdown in Arizona and kept saying, "I'm back, I'm back," and then proceeded to do nothing else afterwards. So
Yeah.
I'm like Shannon Sharp, dude. Look, if he was really like that, for one, I know he's not healthy. 2, If he was really like that, someone would have called him this free agency period and brought him back.
Well,
Okay.
there's a reason why Andy Dalton keeps getting jobs. We know what the reason is, but
A good agent.
anyways,
A good
Hmm?
agent. A good
yeah.
agent.
Well, speaking of agents, let's talk about our Florida man. What's the guy's name? It's something Francis, but Lamar.
Oh man,
Let
look,
me
yeah,
look up the guy's name. Florida man Lamar. That's all I gotta look up, and I'll know who it is.
look.
Ken
Lamar,
Francis. Ken Francis is what they're saying. Is the agent trying to get in touch with NFL teams to get into negotiations with Lamar Jackson. And Lamar's already come out, but he's not certified with the NFLPA as an agent, so it's a scam. And Lamar's even said like, first I'm ever hearing of this guy. Like, Lamar says he doesn't know who the hell this is. So yeah, it's just a normal Florida man doing normal Florida man things.
look, man, it's for me, dude. Just my thing is, he could have just
He
signed
needs
with
to
like
he needs to get an agent.
he could have just signed with Drew Rosenhaus or somebody, and just did it like that. And he could have.
Lamar's trying to do it like how Bobby Wagner does and negotiate his own deals, so he doesn't have to lose half of a percentage. But like, I mean, at the quarterback position, NFL, especially with his style of play, is not gonna. Owners are very. How do I say this nicely?
I love
Stingy.
how his tweets is just. Oh, Ken Francis. This is what you were telling me about. Ken Francis is a Florida man who most recently was pitching a home fitness invention, I'm told. He is now trying to negotiate a 9-figure contract with NFL teams who are being told they're not allowed to negotiate with him because he's not a certified agent.
Yeah.
That's
Hmm.
the most Florida man thing.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
Like,
So yeah, there's that.
I'm just trying to figure, like, what was that? And then why the Ravens got to play around with him like this? That's my thing
Just
too.
give him his money.
Exactly. Or just let him go. Just let him go.
Well, if he went to Detroit, bro, it's over for the NFC.
Oh yeah, if he went to Detroit, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a
Yeah,
wrap.
like if everybody healthy in Detroit and they got Lamar, oh, I would say they're the ones coming out of the NFC.
And
Not
then if
not San Francisco, not Philadelphia. I'd say Detroit. Well,
and,
they'd at least win a playoff game.
and then factor it in like this too. If he were to land in Detroit, here's the other thing. Aaron Rodgers is gone out of the NFC North. Are you
Mhm.
really worried about Justin Fields? Are
I
you
would have said
really
Kirk Cousins.
are you really worried about
Vikings lost
Kirk?
a lot of people.
Or but
Like
still,
I'd
really,
see Fields doing the Jalen Hurts 30-year jump, but even then, like ain't nobody afraid right now. Chicago, with their defense.
exactly. So like Lamar, if Lamar came to the NFC, whatever team in the NFC that he went to, he would instantly turn them into a Super Bowl contender. Instantly.
Hmm.
And Patrick Mahomes would be
Not
on that.
not even to win this, not even to win the NFC. It's just to make it into the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because
And the best part with the Jets' pursuit of Rodgers is, I said it today as a joke. I was like, the Jets trying to build this super team just to lose to either the Chiefs, the Bengals, or the Jags in the playoffs.
that's facts.
I don't think, even with Rodgers, I don't think the Jets are better than the Jags.
And now that you said that, I ask you this.
I mean, I don't really know. Like, they haven't really lost any major young pieces yet, like future wise. Only mean they traded Elijah Moore, but like he was in the doghouse with Robert Sala anyway. So like, you're moving up. I want to say 30-ish picks to get rid of a guy who you didn't want. So I mean, like,
Yeah, because
at
they
that
still
point, it's kind of like who didn't want to be there.
Yeah, they still have Garrett Wilson. They still have Brees Hall. So they have two key pieces there, and then they still have a young guy with Zach
They brought in
Wilson.
McCole.
They brought in what?
McCole Hardman.
Oh, yeah, then you brought in Miko Hardman, who's still a young guy too.
Still got Denzel Mims. Even though at this point, I don't know if he's a bust.
Yeah, because I remember when he was coming out. Big old Baylor wide receiver. How about that? And then plus the other thing too is we still have the draft coming up, so they could still add some pieces.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is they gotta get stronger on defense. If they are really serious about going full fledged after the Chiefs and after Buffalo and trying
No,
to
they Buffalo. I don't think fears. They don't fear Buffalo. They've beaten Buffalo before. It's the Bengals, the Jags, and the Chiefs, or the dogs you gotta watch out for.
Bengals.
And maybe the Chargers if they stay healthy and figure out their offense. If Kellen Moore is actually halfway decent.
My thing is also see with the Chiefs. The thing that not the Chiefs. My thing with the Chargers, what got me was when Nasir Adderley went ahead and retired.
I think he probably was one of those where it's like injuries. He's had a lot of injuries with the Chargers too. Let me take care of my health and future, whatever. And I
Facts.
said, all right.
I don't blame him either. I mean, look, you've done enough. You've made your money. Probably still getting paid. So go ahead and get out and enjoy your money. Take care of yourself. Do what you got to do. You never know. Honestly, if you want to go to grad school afterwards, go to grad school. You've got a little taste of what the NFL's like and stuff. You know how to run a business now. Do your thing.
Mm.
That's all I can say for that.
Yep.
Jeez, what else we got here?
Bayless hyping up Ronald Jones yesterday. That was actually hilarious.
Man.
As a Bucs fan, you should know Ronald Jones he is not good.
I saw that. I'm just like, what? The thing, there are so many Cowboys fans out here that are literally all over the place saying, we're gonna get Odell, we're gonna go get D Hop.
They got Brandon Cooks. I mean,
really, is Brandon Cooks keeping defensive coordinators up late at night?
Nope.
And every team Brandon Cooks goes to, and you know this from his time with the Saints, no matter how good that team is, it can never get over the hump. Whatever team Brandon Cooks is on.
Didn't he win with the Patriots? They beat the Rams and then he got traded to the Rams.
Yeah, he was with the Patriots for a minute, and then he got traded to the Rams.
No, wait, he lost to the Eagles. He lost to the Eagles in the Super Bowl, and then he went to the Rams and played them in the Super Bowl, and he lost with the Rams.
Exactly. That's why he is a snake. I hate to say it like this, but he is a snake bit individual. And now
he had a concussion against the Rams with the Patriots. No, wait. Was he on the Patriots when they won? No, he was with the Rams when they won, right? No.
He was with the Rams when the Patriots won.
I gotta look that up. I think he was with the Patriots when he lost to the Eagles and he got a concussion in that game.
He was with he was with the Patriots when they lost to the Eagles. But then he was
that's what I'm saying. And then he was with the Rams when they lost to the Patriots.
Exactly. He was. That's the thing. He's snake bit.
Yeah, that's rough, man.
Exactly. And like I said, all right, Dallas, you go ahead and take him if you want.
And
then
more playoff exit for Dallas.
Don't worry. Like I said, Dallas, we know. Even if Dallas somehow miraculously gets to the Super Bowl, we know Dallas ain't gonna win it. Now we know. He is to teams in the NFL like what your boy was for the Lightning this past year.
Corey Perry.
Mm-hmm. Correlation, similarities. I think so. So, with that being said, I'm not worried about Dallas being in the Super Bowl. We already know what's going to happen. Any team that Brandon Cooks goes to, nope. Scratch them off. They might make the playoffs. They win a Super Bowl. They are not.
Mm-hmm.
And then who else was there? Yeah, they went out and got Ronald Jones, of course. Yeah, that Odell Beckham thing or DeAndre Hopkins thing ain't happening. I'm sorry
With who?
for Dallas. I'm sorry, it's not
Oh
happening.
no, they're not getting either one of them.
Yeah. Now where does Zeke go is the thing.
So, but D Hop, they said, I want to say it's the Patriots and the Ravens are two of the big teams into D Hop right now.
I would like him in
Is what
Baltimore.
Pac-Man Jones said on McAfee show.
I would actually I would like Hopkins in Baltimore because now it finally gives Lamar an experienced wide receiver. And I feel like DeAndre Hopkins would benefit more and be happier with Lamar because I think if he goes to New England, he's not going to get the quality play that he wants. And everyone that goes up there and that comes out of it that wasn't fully a Patriot always tells you that's like being in the military, the demand that they have for you.
Yeah,
So
Juju and Bills can be interesting.
that's why I don't. And see, that's another reason why I don't see DeAndre Hopkins going. I don't think DeAndre Hopkins is going to go for all that Juju puts up with.
That Juju nonsense, yeah, that's
Exactly. So that's why I feel like Baltimore is more of a natural fit because that culture it fits DeAndre Hopkins' personality more. And what New England was might have been okay. DeAndre Hopkins can go there and he can win, but what they are now, sorry.
the trust energy, the trust. I think TRUZZ energy
The
that
trust,
Baltimore had going. The big
the
trust, yeah, that fits D Hop, I think, a bit more than the Patriot way. But who
it's not
knows? Maybe
it's not
something
even
else
the
we don't know
Patriot way
anything.
anymore. It's not even the Patriot way anymore. All those greats have retired.
That's true.
Like both the McCourty brothers have basically retired. Dante Hightower
No, I
gone.
think one of them is still there. One of them is still there.
I thought one of them went to Miami.
Oh, Devin probably retired, and I think Jason's in Miami. It's the other way around.
It's Devin retired.
And
Devin
Jason's
retired.
in Miami.
Yeah, but yeah, that's why I'm just like that old Patriot way thing. That's the greatest era of New England football is over. It's back to full time Celtics and Bruins for them.
Yeah, we know the Bruins. I don't think the Bruins will. Ooh, actually, let's talk NCAA before we talk about the Bruins.
Fair enough.
Good transition. Let's talk about some Boston sports. I guess. Nah, we'll talk about Boston later. What game is going on right now in the NCAA?
Well, gee, let me turn around to my handy dandy TV right here.
Which one
Oh,
is that?
overtime. 82-82 Kansas State and Michigan State. Start the start of overtime.
I think that's my only bracket that hasn't been destroyed yet.
This season, Kansas State is 4-0 in overtimes. Michigan State is 1-1. So now my thing is with Tom Izzo. Tom Izzo, everybody's been talking about, oh, he's Mr. March, but yet he hasn't won a title since like 2000. So
yeah, Tom Izzo ain't winning nothing. Yeah, but my bracket did not make it out of the first round.
Dude, nobody's bracket made it out.
No, Houston. I have Houston winning. That's the only Final Four team left.
The crazy, I had Alabama in it in the final.
I don't trust Alabama, but yeah, I once I saw the Kansas coach not coaching against Arkansas. Like, well, there goes that bracket. That side of the bracket.
Oh, here we go. Which QB is going to be the best in the NFC South to y'all?
Well, we know the answer, but I'm not gonna say the answer.
All I'm gonna say is I need to wait till after the draft. I'm almost after the draft.
I got flamed for saying I think if they drafted younger Stroud, they'd be the best quarterback in the NFC South. But that went over well.
I mean, yeah, if Carolina does go with that, then I believe it. But every growing day, it's always we're in love with Anthony Richardson's passing ability and his overall physique. Well, gee, I didn't know physique got you number one pick. I always thought it was, whether you can get the job
ability
or not.
and like get the ball to not get the ball out, but to get the ball to connect.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But oh well. I like Arkansas though. UConn's got a solid team. The men for a while were brutal, but good to
They
see
were.
UConn men's back.
They were. It was
There,
over.
there was a year, I want to say it was 2014 or 6. Yeah, I think it was 2014, and the men's and the women's both won their tournaments.
I think so. I think wasn't that the Kemba Walker year?
No, Kemba Walker's 2012.
Wasn't that the year?
I gotta look it up. I know they both won the same year once, but I don't remember when it was. That
Now
was
on
when
the
UConn's women's like four-peated.
now on the women's side, UConn Friday on the women's side in their Sweet 16, Miami plays Villanova, LSU plays Utah, Colorado plays Iowa, and Ole Miss plays Louisville in the women's side. And then on Saturday, the Lady Vols, who are the 4 seed, get Virginia Tech. UConn gets Ohio State, and South Carolina gets UCLA. Notre Dame gets Maryland. And honestly, it's lining up to where we
I think
may
it was
honestly
2014.
they what?
They've done it. UConn's done it twice apparently. Might be both 2012 and 2014.
That makes sense because honestly, UConn's a basketball factory, even though we know South Carolina has basically overshadowed them here the past couple of years. I'm telling you now, I don't know how the men is going to shake out, but one
No,
thing's
it was 2014 and 2004.
okay.
The Kemba Walker's team probably won 2012, but the women's didn't win in 2012.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then. But I will say, I know one thing's for sure. On the women's side, it's going to be South Carolina against either Notre Dame or UConn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling that now. If and God rest her soul, if Pat Summitt was still around and if she had retired, I would definitely have the Tennessee women in that conversation too. But I don't know if they get past 1 seed Virginia Tech.
Hmm.
I don't know. But for the
I
men,
do not know. The women's tournament's actually been pretty interesting. We kind of know how it should be ending. South
exactly,
Carolina's probably gonna win it.
because we always know every year in women's college basketball,
It's like the
you
same
have
four
the
teams.
yeah the same. Well, really, to me, the same three powerhouses: South Carolina, UConn. Well, really, if we want to be in chronological order, UConn, typical powerhouse year after year. South Carolina, new kids on the block that are looking to be the next powerhouse for the foreseeable future after, and if UConn takes a step back. And then you got Notre Dame there that's just been a thorn in the side trying to climb and get there every time. Those are the top three in the women's tournament. I think that's why people don't get really, really, really invested in it till the championship because they just know. They just know it's going to be one of those three standing at the end. Kind of actually
And
wondering.
here's the sad part: there's someone saying how it was woke. ESPN was covering the women's tournament, but the women's tournament, at least we know what the hell's gonna happen and what's going on. And you can see teams. I think it was is one of the ladies on Iowa State just bombing it away.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's
Actually,
really good at shooting the three.
let me add this one in there. LSU 30-2. They're a 3 seed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is just generally LSU. I want to say won like last 2 years. I think they won one.
The thing that got me was I don't know if you saw it Super Bowl Sunday, but the South Carolina women it was a 1-versus-2 matchup. The South Carolina it was hyped up to be like this amazing game. South Carolina women just obliterated LSU. Obliterated them. And I'm just like, oh my God. I was like, this was the number 2 team in the country.
South Carolina's what, 1?
Yeah. And I was expecting a better game. It was a blowout.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, dog, God. But one final thing before we do move on to hot topics. So as we all know, Colorado will be airing the only college football spring game on ESPN this year. Alabama and Georgia will both be on either ESPN2 or the SEC network. So this gives something for the anti-Dion crowd to be upset about. My thing is honestly, doesn't really bother me, because my thing is what happens if in a couple of years he wins the Pac-12 championship? What do we say?
I give it 3 years. You can get 1 and 1. Once Penix leaves, and you see USC and UCLA both.
Yeah, after this year, he doesn't have to worry about them.
Penix and Nix are going to both leave next year, but also Shedeur might leave next year as well. So
now, see, if I'm Shedeur,
But
if he's smart, he should stay
stays
his
2 years.
He needs to stay for 2
Yeah.
years. That way he
Stay 2
can
years,
still,
cook the Pac-12, win the Pac-12 probably, and improve your stock a lot.
exactly. And then by then, what year would that be? 2023 season.
26.
That would be the 2025
25.
draft. Shedeur
Yeah,
probably.
you wouldn't want to stay. Yeah, because I think 2026 is Archie Manning.
Arch, yeah. 2026 would be Arch.
Arch, not Archie Blakely.
And then what next year likely going to be Penix, Nix, and oh my goodness, what's that kid's name? Drake May.
From where?
UNC.
Yeah, and Caleb.
Yeah. See, so that's 4 quarterbacks right there that are legit.
And 3 of them are in the Pac-12.
Yeah. See, so you're better off just staying put and just waiting your turn, because 2025 looks very Shedeur-ish. Who lands that pick and who's going to get it? But that's thinking too far ahead. Honestly, really, things don't work out. Houston may have the first pick in 2025.
Something would have to go disastrously wrong with either Young or Stroud for that to be happening.
Hey, you never know. Anything can happen. Remember, look at Deshaun Watson. And look at where the Texans at now. I'm just saying. So that's why I'm like,
Yeah, well,
don't crown either one as a savior.
2 years, something happens. Cal McNair is in charge, I think, right now.
Yeah, the McNair family is in charge.
Yeah, who knows? Something probably comes out with them, the disaster class. But yeah, I hope D'Amico Ryans doesn't bust like that to be that bad to get the first pick. But I mean, then again, the Texans might continue the tradition of firing a African American head coach after 1 year. So
another reason why I'm wondering why D'Amico Ryans took that job, but
because he played there, man.
Oh, please! Just because you played somewhere doesn't mean you're loyal to them. See Frank Wright. See Frank Wright trying to be loyal to Buffalo.
No, he's loyal to Carolina, where he also played. You walk yourself into that one.
All right, well, we're going to see. If he don't win, we're going to see how fast that changes. If he doesn't win, we're going to see just how fast it changes. But
even talk about this. Yeah, we were talking about Caleb and Shedeur. So yeah, I think 2025 is the year where I'd take Colorado. No, this is 2023, so 2024 season. 2024 season. I think Colorado probably gonna be a favorite, because then you're gonna have USC and UCLA are both in the Big Ten.
Yep.
Caleb's gone. Drake's not Drake. Bo Nix, Penix both gone. We're gonna have to deal with Utah. and
Mhm.
whoever Oregon brings in, and that'll be a freshman probably. And I don't know who the Washington quarterback behind Penix is.
And then the thing too is you got to realize, and I've noticed this
Oh,
every
and
year.
Stanford.
Stanford's not nothing to worry about right now. The thing I've noticed too, when you get Utah to the Pac-12 championship, they are not a physical team when they step out of the Pac-12. They just beat up on a less physical team like they did
Didn't they beat
USC.
who was it? TCU? But that wasn't the Pac. No, who did Utah beat up just now? No, they beat up USC in the Pac-12 championship.
Exactly. And USC didn't even want to tackle them. And then what happened was then they went out to the Rose Bowl to go play Penn State and got beat up by an even more physical team than they were.
Mm-hmm.
So realistically speaking, all Dion's blueprint for success, and he did this at Jackson State, build
Physicality trenches.
Exactly. Build a very physical juggernaut, and you can win the Pac-12 or what will be the
You'd
Pac-10.
win anything in college if you have a physical trench. Both sides.
Exactly.
Because, like, when you really think about it, the skill position levels and most Power 5 schools are pretty similar. Where the difference is in the offensive line and defensive line.
I agree.
So, and that's why Alabama keeps winning. And Georgia's winning now.
And Georgia might.
Georgia's had. Yep. They had Jalen Carter, and Jalen Carter was a beast, and then Jalen Carter forgot how to do the speed limit. But we won't get into that. Anyway, so they had Jalen Carter. They got Jordan Davis. They had the number 1 pick last year, in Trayvon Walker. They got another dude, Nolan Smith, getting drafted again, probably the first round. So we know they have a good trench wide, and they had they're gonna have a top offense. 2 offensive linemen are getting drafted first round this year. So they got the tackles, they got the guards, they got the defensive linemen. Why do you think they're winning?
I know. All right. Well, actually, let's take a
Let's
look.
talk some. What's the score?
Hold on, they're showing the replay of this last shot.
Buzzer beater?
It might be a 3-point play. Was it? Kansas State is up 94-93.
Ooh.
But we may have a 3-point play. We might. He just hit the tip of his fingertips. We can go ahead and get ready to switch to hot topics while I'm doing this. I don't know.
All right,
what
Japan is the champion of World Baseball right now, beating the U.S. 3-2. Shohei Ohtani, taking home, I think, whatever the MVP award of that is. And somebody was saying the other day, J.J. Watt was saying yesterday.
94-93. Kansas State is up with 17.2 seconds left.
Interesting.
But yeah, no, honestly, it's okay. Japan won, but look, we won World War II. That's what matters. This is what I said during the whole game, because it got to the point where it was 2-0 by Japan, and I was like, look, we're going to come back. We're going to win this game just like we won World War II.
But I obviously won World War II.
Exactly. That's what matters most. We won when we really needed to. We trailed World War II.
We won and we got anime out of it, so it pretty much worked out for us.
Oh my god.
And we got a Supra, and we got a GTR.
And we got foreign cars out of it.
Well, that's what I mean. We got the Supra and GTR out of it.
Yeah, well, yeah. See, so it worked out.
And I haven't even mentioned the Civic or the NSX. No, Acura was Japanese? Yeah, Acura is, I think, the upgrade Honda anyway.
Yeah. Which, honestly, too, I mean, overall, it was good for the baseball world for that to happen. It was played down in Miami in the Marlins Stadium, actually. So now everybody can turn their attention now to opening day, which is coming up here next week. It's going to be here March 30th, I believe.
To be honest, I don't pay too much attention to baseball, so don't ask me.
I will honestly. I
All I
understand.
know is the Rays gave Wander Franco a lot of money and Randy Arozarena a lot of money.
Because those are the two best players.
I know that's. Yeah,
Wander
they're finally
Franco.
actually playing their good players now.
The thing is, and this is the thing with baseball, and I had this conversation with somebody back at school. So I was wearing a Rays T-shirt, and someone was like, "Ew, you're a Rays fan?" It was like, "How many World Series have you been to, and how many times have you experienced heartbreak?" And then my reply was this: I told them specifically, if we had the same payroll that the
The
Yankees,
Dodgers have.
the Yankees, the Dodgers, the main two, the Red Sox, and other teams had, with these high payrolls and stuff, imagine how many World Series titles the Rays would have if they had the same amount of payroll. And because my thing, I'm like, look, the Rays are getting there. They're just getting there and posting 2 wins in 6 games off of just scraps in a good farm system. Imagine if the Rays had money to pay these guys to stick around for 10 years, like a lot of these teams do. Imagine if the Rays had the money to pay Aaron Judge. How many World Series would the Rays have? And how many times would you go watch a game with
They
the
would have
Chops?
been able to pay. I want to say, let me think. I'm trying to think of all the free agents they've lost. They've had to trade a lot of guys who were really good because they couldn't pay them.
The one that comes to mind here recently that left just last season was Kevin Kiermaier.
This season he left. This offseason.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's in Minnesota or something now.
Yes. Do you think there's so many
That
good
was
players?
just weird to see. But he
Kevin,
wasn't. He was starting to fall off though.
He was. I saw him. I saw that coming from a mile away. I thought Brett Phillips was a good young player that was developing to be very good in their system. He was a hometown guy too. He went to Seminole High School. Who else? Geez, throughout their history, Carl Crawford, B.J. Upton. There was Carlos Pena, who works now, I think, for the
I
SEC.
remember him. I remember Sean Rodriguez. There was another guy. They had Longoria too.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably the last time I went to a Rays game was when those guys were in a Rays uniform.
Scott Kazmir, Matt Garza, James Shields,
I remember him.
Rocco Baldelli, who he was a fan favorite, honestly. He was, I ain't gonna lie.
The Rays get rid of G-Man Choi this offseason too.
That's another one. I think they did, yes. G-Man Choi. It's so many guys that, like, I'm trying to think, wasn't there someone before Randy Arozarena that they had?
Like, was a good young guy? Was a hitter?
Another guy that looked just like him.
I don't know. Don't
I
ask
can't
me. I really don't.
But
All
yeah,
right,
no,
back to all this stuff. Bruins clinching a playoff spot. I still don't think they're winning the Stanley Cup, so it doesn't matter.
Ooh, okay. Explain why.
Somebody's gonna beat them.
I feel that. Now, honestly, like, I think it's just I think they're off to that hot start. I think, and if I'm not mistaken, they have the best record in hockey, don't they?
Yeah. It's the same reason why the Lightning lost in 2019. They were cruising all season. They played some scrappy team who punked them because they underestimated them and they got punked.
So, if I'm not mistaken, that means the
and
Bruins.
This is the last ride. No, the Bruins aren't winning next season because this is the last run for them essentially. Even though they did re-sign Pastrnak, I mean, it kind of feels like this is the last dance for that Bruins team at least because Bergeron is over 35. He's closing in on 37-ish, I want to say. Krejci came back on a 1 year. Marchand is on the wrong side of 30 now. And I mean, they brought in a bunch of 1-year rentals. So they have a good goalie, though. They got the goalies set. They got the best goalie tandem. I'll give them that. But outside of McAvoy and Orloff, like they got Carlo, but like nobody else puts fear in you defensively. But then again, the Lightning defense has been terrible. So, oh well. The Avalanche gave Jeff Bednar an extension. Good for him. He won a Stanley Cup, but yeah, they're not winning this year. They got too many injuries to deal with
I
that.
feel like they've disappeared off the face of the earth, honestly.
Man, I want to see the Kraken Lightning Stanley Cup. That would be fun.
Because there's a lot of former Lightning players on that team.
Well, no, if you want a lot of former Lightning, no, they only got Yanni Gord over there.
Ooh, here we go right here. So if we look, wow, Columbus has already been eliminated. Jeez, golly. Chicago, the Blackhawks already eliminated.
No, they're both tanking. They're tanking. San Jose should be tanking.
Anaheim.
Vancouver really should be, but Vancouver is gonna pull out some superstar at pick 7. Anaheim definitely tanking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what's somebody else tanking? Philadelphia should be.
Philadelphia. Oh my gosh.
Flyers.
Yeah, the Flyers. 26-32 through 70
that's
games.
rough.
That is. They haven't been eliminated yet, but I feel like they're going to be eliminated very soon. Because even if the fact that the Anaheim is 23-38 and they're eliminated, its elimination is knocking at Philadelphia's door.
They don't have ambitions to make the playoffs anyway. They should be tanking.
Makes sense. Carolina,
Well, their best player had a broken back this season. Philadelphia. Yeah, Couturier had a broken back. But they were going to tank anyway, I think.
Going to the spring game. Unfortunately, no, I will not be at the spring game. That's why I've been wondering, is it going to be live streamed? So yeah, no, I won't be there. I'll be watching though. My hope is to next year hopefully make the spring game and be there. So we'll see. Yeah, no, because honestly, I mean, it's with school and stuff, it's hard. It's hard to get there for that, man. Especially in the off season.
A hard drive to get up there too.
Yeah, but no, honestly though, one of these years though, we do need to go to the spring game and show our faces. We all together, we do.
Yeah,
and then I can
but
walk on.
We first need to have the in-person collab though.
We do, yes, we can make that happen.
All right, back to the NBA. Yeah, the Clippers dodged a massive bullet, man. I thought Paul George tore his ACL on that injury he had, but thankfully it was a sprained knee, so he's only out 2 to 3 weeks. So it looks like he'll be back for the playoffs if the Clippers make it.
I didn't think he tore it. I just thought the
knee moved to the left, man. Like that knee went the wrong way.
I just thought it was a high ankle sprain or something that was going to keep him out a significant amount of time.
But it wasn't his ankle that moved; it was the knee.
Oh, well, geez, I don't know what I was looking at. I'm low key. I'm rooting for the Kings in all this because they've been so sorry for so long with this NBA playoff picture. I'm rooting for the Kings. I know you're laughing at me, but that's who I'm rooting for. They ain't been that good since Jason Williams and all them and stuff. So that's who I need to step up. It's crazy to me and it's insane to me the fact that the Lakers are still alive in this whole thing. Well, I guess mathematically.
I don't want the league is forcing the Lakers into the playoffs. That is what is going on right now. The league is literally
what
people say, "Oh, you're hating on the Lakers or whatever," but no, the league is actually forcing the Lakers into the playoffs.
They suck.
No, but they are forcing them into the thing because it's how do you say this? Just look at it last night. Look at the day against the Magic. Austin Reeves had more free throws than the entire Magic team had combined.
Cleveland's at 4th right now? That's insane.
Cleveland's good. They got Donovan Mitchell, man.
I know. Let me sit down and shut up. And then I don't know if you saw the drama from the Golden State Dallas game last night.
The refs have been bad all around the league.
The funny thing with Mark Cuban was like just going crazy. But this isn't the first time he's done this. He did this in the 06 NBA Finals against the Heat. And then he started talking trash about Kobe one game too. And Kobe went off and messaged him and started talking about him right back.
Yeah, you saw Jay Will say he ain't afraid Kobe. And if he didn't afraid Kobe, he definitely ain't afraid Stephen A.
Does it's actually good. See, this is where I hop on the NBA train, because now it's like people actually starting to care about basketball in the NBA and stuff now, because they realize March Madness is taking the shine away from the pros, and then we're getting closer to the playoffs and stuff next month. So it's like, okay, this is where I get on. This is where I can get on. I like it. This is gonna be a fun finish. So this is what I'm ready for. So now, Ace, you can openly talk about basketball with me. But just
All right,
know
what do you want to talk about?
the Kings are my favorites right now.
You want to talk about how pathetic OKC media has been right now and NBA media as a whole, or how bad the refs have been? We kind of mentioned the refs how bad they've been. So like,
honestly, there is
OKC media is shameless right now.
Wait a minute.
That game finished.
Wait a minute. Because
Go on.
Kansas State 98 to 93. And then UConn is beating Arkansas 75 to 51 right now in the second. But it is interesting that you say that about the referees, because a lot of NBA personnel have been saying their opinions about March Madness and the refs in college basketball, because they've been saying referees are letting a lot of things fly offensively to the point where the game in the college level is more physical than the game at the pro level, because of the amount of like fouls that have not been called that they're just letting them get away with.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at this, but I didn't see this before. No. So remember how we were talking about that fake Asian Florida man for Lamar, Ken Francis or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lamar put out a tweet saying, "Business partner Ken and I will be dropping the entire gym this summer," like as a troll.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Mm-mm-mm. Not too much, man. Not too much. But yeah.
Yeah, so what were we talking about?
No, I was saying how a lot of NBA heads, a lot of NBA analysts have been saying that March Madness has proven to where referees in college basketball have been letting a lot fly. And they've been saying that the college game is proving right now to be a more physical game than the actual pro game.
I got nothing for refs anymore.
I'm
literally watching the Magic Knicks game on my phone, and like Paulo just smacked the ball like a clean block on Julius Randle. Randle started bitching, and they gave Randle free throws, and Randle went and missed the first free throw.
See, that's what I'm getting at, because it's like, see, you do that in pro basketball, and you get a foul call for free. But I feel like when I'm watching this, what's going on?
Not exactly, because if you saw the Clippers OKC game before Paul George got hurt, right? Kawhi got fouled, and Kawhi never complained. You never see Kawhi complain, really, right? Like you never see Kawhi show emotion. Kawhi complained, they gave him a technical.
See, but the thing is that happens in college basketball, and you don't see it. Because I recall vividly a few nights ago, I forget who it was I was watching. I've seen it was Kansas. It was Kansas State, Kentucky. I see a couple of Kansas guys or Kentucky guys get in the referee's face, and the ref doesn't do anything. But you just said, like you said, Kawhi gets in someone's face and he gets a technical.
No, he doesn't even get in the face. He's like, come on, clapped his hands. Yeah.
Even see that's what I mean. And it even relates back to what Mark Cuban's complaining about.
It is brutal right now.
And that's where a lot of NBA heads have been disappointed with the officiating in college basketball.
Give me a sec. I need to check something here, and it's gonna be ugly on the refs. If what I'm observing is correct, I want to say the Knicks are like doubling up on the Magic right now in free throws.
The Knicks are doubling up on them in free throws.
Oh no, it's only 7 more. I thought it was worse than that because at one point it was 10-2 in free throws between the Knicks and the
It's a
Magic.
good game on NBA TV right now. 4:04 left in the fourth.
93-90.
Julius
93-91.
Randle. Yeah, Julius Randle just sunk a basket, and then they came back and they hit a 3-pointer.
Hey, I'm watching the game right now on the phone. It's kind of slowing, so like, let's not. Gary Harris for 3, splash.
3:17
Let
left on
Markel
NBA
cook.
TV.
Yeah, RJ Barrett trying to hit a 3. Like, what the hell? He ain't that guy. And shooting that. But all right. Anyways, we have anything left besides
No.
OKC somehow thinking Jalen Williams is the rookie of the year over Paolo when it's not even close?
Nope.
All right, let's wrap it up. We got nothing else.
Yeah, no, because I'm getting.
We're dragging this out.
This was very talkative and informative though, because I enjoyed the discussion about.
We had a lot of stuff.
I enjoyed the discussion with the NBA and the refs. I enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
I really did. So yeah, folks, I hope you've enjoyed this episode as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. And we hope you enjoy watching the rest of the Sweet 16 this evening and tomorrow.
Oh, and by the way, if you go on the YouTube channel, go to podcast. All the Run and Gun podcast episodes are now in one spot.
Are they really?
Well, the last 11 at least.
The last 11 at least?
Mm-hmm.
That makes me feel fantastic because that means I can clear some space out on this software. That makes me feel fantastic because where can I go?
You and it's repeating yourself. Anyways, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe, hit up on the podcast channel.
That means if I go to live or if I go, what do I need to go to? Playlist? What?
No, you got to go podcast, like a thing that says podcast. But then there's also a playlist where it has Run and Gun podcast, and there's like 11 or 12 episodes on it.
Okay. Community.
No, it should be like a section that says podcast.
Okay, it's not on my. Maybe I need to update my YouTube app on my phone. But I get what you mean though, because I saw it on my computer, so I got you. So I'm gonna take care of that right away.
But anyways, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. Yeah, we'll be back on Wednesday schedule next week.
Yes, we will.
We just had a rough last 2 weeks to be on Thursdays, but don't worry, we'll be back on Wednesdays.
Yes, so yeah, y'all stay safe, stay blessed. We'll see you next week.
Peace out.